Hello, boys and girls. Let me put the screen on the screen. Screen on the screen. No, come on. Don't do this to me. Ugh. I hope it didn't register that and it's not going to cause me any issues. Damn it. Uh, no, is your boil already? Brad, 1 second. We need to run through the stuff. Now. Drums crashing. Yeah, that was not the plan. I forgot to fix that little thing. I hope I'm not gonna get flagged for some nonsense because of that. And more so, the title is wrong because YouTube is being a thing as always. And yeah, the title is wrong. It's not FOMC, as you guys know. So let me try and fix that real quick. All right. Sorry, forgive me. Sorry. Anyway, I'll get the title as we go. Let's get into this, I guess. This is more important. All right. Hello to everybody. Brad, Nannies, Barbara. Hello, Barbara. This is first time I see you here. Jason Paul. Hello. Gondor Hakold. We're dead. For aid? What? Gondor has called for aid. All right. I've answered the call. I see. Has the market crashed yet? Not so much. We are seeing some individual movement on individual assets, which is not all that surprising. It goes hand in hand with individual assets. But the fact that we're seeing more so sideways movement and a preparation for a breakdown, yes, we were basically still in this process. Nothing has changed. Evening, y'all. Jason Paul. Love the reference. All right. Hola, Jean. Let's talk boil. We will do that eventually, Brad. Subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell. Nannies is absolutely on point. Leo here. Right, sure. Right, that's good. Welcome, Leo. Drums crashing. Yeah, that was, yeah. My heart was going to jump out. All good. Hello, lovely people. Please remember to like the smash. Christoph, very correct. Like, subscribe, join the Discord, the Patreon. By the way, Patreon. Since Nanny's here reminded me. Let me show something. The spots are running out. Okay, right now we have only, and it's wrong. It's gonna show there are 52 remaining. That's not true. There are only about 45 remaining. So I don't know why it takes so long to update. But there's already only 45 remaining. 46 maybe, I think. I'm not sure. 45, 46. It's only $10. Once this reaches the limit, of course, it will be locked. That means it will be locked for quite a while. It will be reopened later down the line, but this tier, once it reaches 1,000 members, it's going to get capped completely. Okay, this is the first 100. I'm going to be straightforward here. And once this 100 is filled, it's going to get locked for a while. Then it's going to get reopened after a while. And once this tier reaches 1,000 members, it's going to be completely locked off. What does that tier give you? This tier gives you basically the access on our Discord, which Nannies have mentioned just a second ago. Let me show that wonderful thing off. That wonderful thing, it's this. That is 18,400 members. We have all sorts of wonderful channels, regardless whether you want to be a Patreon member, YouTube member, all that stuff. If you want to be just a public member, feel free. That's absolutely free. So you don't need the Patreon, so to speak. But if you, you get to join one Zoom a month and some activities, which is nice. We do participate, we talk, we hang out. It's all nice and dandy. We answer questions, we will give you information, we show charts, all sorts of great stuff. I'm sorry, that was not intentional. I hope that's not going to get me flagged here. Guys, what are you doing? Causing me issues all the time. That was a trap. all sorts of topics ranging from Tesla to Palantir, of course, our channel where people celebrate their success and all sorts of things. I see I need to reorganize some stuff here, to options, to trading, to philosophy, to memes, to crypto options, commodities, you name it. Lots of wonderful fun. We also, let me just close that so I'm not gonna dox anybody. We have, of course, the Threads channel where we have all the wonderful threads. And if you do become a Patreon member, you will get access to these voice channels in which we hang out pretty much on the daily basis. You get to access to both myself and Arnon and Tim and the moderators and Tom sometimes when he has time and the kids let him live a little bit. And there's Tom's Academy and my Academy, and this is for the one-on-one students, which by the way brings me to, I have one spot left. One-on-one Technical Analysis Academy, one spot left. Once it's taken, it's taken. I don't mind whether it's going to come from a public or members. It doesn't matter really. In fact, I chose to sort of put that aside. Whoever signs up, signs up. And then we have the threads, of course, very similar to the public, just a little bit more organized. But there are other certain features like the like for example the stock threads, in which we break down all sorts of stocks. We have Tim, our wonderful head admin, is doing a wonderful job and collects various information, whether it's from me, Tom, and various experts in the community, to a singular channel where we have all the wonderful stocks. The way you run through them, you just press these threads and you can see all the various assets we have there and discussions and all that wonderful stuff. So, and you get to join 4 Zooms a month, and 5 actually with me, and a bunch of, well, not Zooms, the 5th with me is more of a hangout on Discord still, but it's a group thing, and we do hang out every day. So there's like a lot you benefit from becoming a Patreon member, really. And it costs you only $10, which is the cheapest price you will find to enter our Patreon, or Discord, that is, the members Discord. Okay, now that we've done all the promos and all the shticks and schmicks, let's please get back to business. Hello, Derek. Hello. Welcome, everyone. I'll have to fix the title. I'm sorry for the misleading title. Does membership come with a free pager? No, we do not give out pagers. I've heard they are dangerous. Good question, John. I've heard they cause issues with communication. I heard Lebanon now switch to the next best thing they can, which is a string or 2 cups on a string. And as far as I've heard, the Mossad was able to tap into that as well. So nice one. We have awesome memes. I can't even show the memes channel. If I'll show the memes channel, I'm probably gonna get flagged, demonetized, banned, everything all together. The memes channel is going bananas. Pardon me, ladies and gents. 1 second. Had to clear my throat. Sorry. Oh yeah, what's going on in the memes channel is just completely hilarious. It's just total hilarity. I highly recommend dropping by the memes channel, the drunk chat, which we have. Those are the channels on the bottom. They're very funny. We have a lot of fun stuff going on there. Sorry, not sorry for my memes. John, it's fine. We forgive you. We love you much. All right. So now that we have a bunch of you here and we're probably behind and we were just now finally getting to business. Sorry for everyone who shows up later and rewatches this and you're like, oh, come on, Greg, you're rambling for 11 minutes. Sorry. That's just me, talking to the chat. If you don't like it, feel free to leave. Sorry for being blunt and honest. That's just, it is what it is. Not going to be sorry. Now, 1 minute. Bearish. Does it matter? Not really. We know that switch is over, back and forth, kind of, Remember, what we really are focused on is the gap that was opened during the FOMC decision and all that wonderful subsequent reaction. 50 bips, those who are not aware and living under a rock, we hit a temporary short-term resistance, which is 5,722.84, just like you can see on the screen. It's actually tremendously accurate, which is hilarious. Now, then, of course, there are certain intermediatory, interday, weaker sort of resistances and supports, supports in this instance really, that we do have, but as you can tell, we don't care about neither of them. We really care about this one. Why are we moving up? Because shit, bummer. this thing. We still have a tiny little gap. The market is kind of annoying like that, and there's another little gap right there which is also annoying, and the market is annoying like that and likes to close these gaps. So we have this thing and you have this thing. This is really tiny and small, and it's so too close to come for comfort, and I'm not going to be surprised if that bullish momentum that we have is actually going to be squeezed closing it up. We're so close. I'm going to be surprised if that's not going to be the case, although we're seemingly running out of bullish momentum. Doesn't matter. Remember, the overarching trend is what matters. This looks like an inverted head and shoulders, tiny one still. It is what it is. We could be revisiting that 5722.84. Again, that all of that is meaningless. Why? Because we know the larger time frames, and especially the weekly, we were so anxious to see finally get another partition to it, which sadly will look kind of iffy, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be enough to break the formation, unless in the final hours of trading we're going to have just something insane going on. Now 5 minutes. 5 minutes we're actually bearish far more than we're bullish, which is kind of annoying. For my own comfort, for the technical analysis comfort, and for those who understand and actually take technical analysis seriously, understand, look, what we can have here is basically the formation of this shoulder. This could be a bearish move to create some of the bullish momentum that we'll see later, subsequently leading to this, and only then a breakdown. So this is not that abnormal. Here is how we're gonna have our head and shoulders, more so it can be like this. It doesn't have to be the way I'm drawing it. This is just to sort of give you a formation and some visual form of that. Now 30 minutes is actually rather bullish. So again, as we said, it plays very well in line with what we expect to come through later. It doesn't mean it's going to be straightforward. Like if I'll bring back what I just removed, actually it will make more sense, because it works within the context of what we saw before. It's basically a small move down, then a small sort of a somewhat interesting move, but not all that large, with all respect, because some of it is squeezed, and as we're going to go further, more of it is going to be squeezed because it's only 30 minutes pretty much by the end of the session, right? So this is not indicative of a long-term movement. For 45 minutes, confusing, but those who understand know this is a bearish trend far more than it's bullish, even though it has this convergence divergence procedure, or this crossing of the forces right now. Bottom line, right now we're more bearish than bullish. How much does that matter? Not really. What you should be more attentive is the fact of the matter that's going down, right? On the 45 hour confirms it. Again, it's going to be a bit of a pit stop, so that this rest, the time where we go up, we go down, we have processes in between, we end up sort of wasting some time. Now 1 hour we said is this same thing, same formation as 45, just a little bit more condensed. Now 4 hours is basically the same formation. We realize that it's more bearish than bullish at this point in time. It's just a matter of time until we flip over. We're running rather hot. Normally we do spend some time, several sessions at best of looking at the whole thing. With the run-up, it is usually about a week and a half. You can see something like this. Let's say 15 days, not including weekends. So this example was 2 weeks, for example. Some of them are shorter, but generally speaking, once you start to see this crossing, the loss of that momentum on the shorter time frames, this is where the shorter time frames comes bearish momentum. We can see it come through over here. That becomes significantly more bearish, leading up to for the technicals to appear more bearish, subsequently leading for it to draw lower, right? It just kind of makes sense. The market makes a decision based upon what it sees, and if it sees more bearish, it goes more bearish. It is the natural sickness of the market. If the market goes down, then it's gonna go down. If it goes up, it's gonna go up. That kind of the shtick, which is complete and utter bullshit, really. Now 4 hours, no 4 hours, we're done with 4 hours. Daily is bullish at face value, and actually surprised quite significantly. So I've assessed we're going to see more or less that drawdown, which we probably will, and we will see shortly, but longer than we thought. And why? Because it's surrounded by bearish momentum. So this is an intermediatory wave, right? We can see it really come through. That's all that bullish momentum that generated some of that gap. And we know, in fact, this wave is basically artificial. It wasn't even in plan. It was more so prepared, if you will, to spend more time in oversold territory. So you see, this is how the market can get deviated. Gets sent on the wrong direction temporarily. So not really wrong as much as it's temporarily so getting that new formation. This is also something we've suspected because of the formation of this potential head and shoulders, right? Or rather, if you will, all in all will be considered this way, because this is the highest point, this will be considered the shoulder, this is altogether still the head. Some would argue it's a tilted up head and shoulders. I would argue that's not the case, because we are perceiving soon to have a correction to the downside, thus giving us maybe potentially that valley in between the shoulders, bringing us further downwards and actually giving us that effect of boiling the crab, as we know the institutions really like, because it allows them to resell at higher prices. Why? Because the market is zero-sum game at the end of the day. If you win from somewhere, that money had to come from somewhere, right? That means somebody has to lose. And more so, if you perceive that you're going to sell this stock at a higher price, that means somebody has to believe that higher price is actually conceivable in the near term or whatever future that you perceive. Far-term future, sure. I mean, in the far-term future, we might as well say, if grandma had wheels, right? It's the same sort of equivalent of an example. Now, downwards, I mean, that's what we're waiting for. The weekly trend, this is what we said, it's already pointing to the downside. That's having a bit of a breather, because intermediatory movements, we cannot neglect these. It's just normal at the end of the day. But more so, we're moving to the downside. It's quite clear once this week is locked, which has only 2 hours 43 minutes left for this session. So that means this formation will adjust, sort of stay adjusted or whatever, get locked, quite shortly, and we'll see the outcome. More so, as you see, it's pointed to the downside, and it's not all that weird. We understand that these trends are far longer, and this is a linear view of this process. So thus, you do not necessarily see what the wave is pointed the same way that this top, the lead up here can be $100 up, but this drawdown can be $60. So you do not really end up where you started, although this is linear. This is almost what it implies. Not the case. It shows you the linear form of that actual momentum that is being generated as we go, and the loss of that momentum, which subsequently, it's like equivalent of a plane running out of momentum and the engines are dying up in the air, right? Right, so I think so far so good. So the weekly is really the one thing we're following. I mean, so far we can go and continue with the rest, but they will expand and change and adjust based upon what we see on the smaller time frames. We know that the monthly has been bullish to death. This is just just ran out of juice. We're already running on fumes for basically a month, just to kind of keep it in the clear and honest. In fact, this entire wave got prolonged far further than normally these sort of procedures do. So what we do expect is this bullish momentum to break. We know that these procedures are rather longer, overarching, if you will. Just the process itself of breaking down can take up to 365 days. So there you go, you have a year, and this is not the entire thing. And so these processes, just what you can read on the monthly, so basically you can read 12 months out, give or take, and even further out. And this is just it. But does that mean the end of the world? No, it just means the market will hit a certain low at some point. That will be amazing places to buy all the stocks, the market, everything will be at a discounted cheap price. So far you can see the technicals work perfectly, the supports and resistances work just like magic, if you will. Doesn't matter where we look at, not what we're looking for. These are some of more the interesting ones. The firm is sort of an outlier that outperformed our expectation, but we know that's due to Max Levchin's performance and the company's performance. This basically the last earnings were explosive, and the projection, well, Max learned, as I said before, is very positive. Plug is on the downside, not a problem. I'm loading up with more as soon as I'm already waiting for some funds to clear through, so I'm gonna buy more. Not a problem. That for me is a good, happy day. I'm kind of unhappy that it's actually departing the 786, but sure, not a big issue. No. Of course, then the day is not over. We'll see. Tesla is dropping down. It actually almost closed the gap. It almost went all the way up. if you are attentive where that gap is, right, where the gap was, which is the yellow line, that's actually something we spoke about. So my prediction is per usual, penned out, well, most of it, but this, I would argue that this is going to get closed as well. Like this tiny little difference, those of you who wonder where the gap is, blah blah blah, let's see if we can even see it. It's probably far away. I mean, here it is. It was opened during this period. This is the size of the gap. It's marked by these levels. There's a median level to the whole thing, which we retested multiple times. As you can see, there's a trend as well, overarching far larger trend. So the reality currently that even on the shorter term trend, we are moving to the downside, testing median top perfectly, everything is in line. But I don't like this, and I wouldn't trust this. I would argue that this upwards momentum will be spilled, and we will end up doing 245 still, regardless of everything, and only then starting to break. And we will see, of course, we'll follow up on that. Remember, that's just 5 minutes. Of course, we need a little bit more momentum. Here it is on the 30, 45 maybe hour, all that testing, you see, and there you go. That's exactly that momentum that we need to retest these levels that we just spoke about. Apple is actually surprising, retesting 230. Basically got a confirmation of this support temporarily for the 2017, which we know we retested to death, and it actually plays as support. Very impressive, but sadly that's not gonna last for them. Apple are going to get dumped very shortly. We can see the formation of the structure on the 4 hours. We know that there is a little bit more juice, and this does not represent the trend as is. If anything, it's sort of both ends, and the weekly is where the true pain is. And once we fully submerge in oversold territory, Apple will drop below 217 and will be very, very painful for Apple. Of course, you remember, none of it is financial advice, just the meandering thoughts of some crazy dude on the internet that worked in the industry for quite a long time, but that doesn't mean anything. I worked in the industry. Some of them are crazy. Trust me. Now, I mean, I am. So, but at least I know what I'm talking about, if I can argue that case. Still, you should do what you think is right, not financial advice. This will eventually overturn, and yeah, so Apple is in big doo-doo, basically. As much as people would not like to admit that, Apple is in big doo-doo. Given some time, Apple is gonna, so like, remember, you're not seeing the peak objectively. What we just saw in very sort of spread out form, right now you're seeing in condensed form, so you're missing out that thing that we saw, that excessive movement above and up and down. It's all that. It's just the 3 candlesticks. That's it. That's 3 months. That's all. So we're testing a high. That's normal. And that's a very strong high. I would argue that Apple don't deserve it, but sure. I mean, is Apple recession proof? Ask yourself that. Investory. That is why it's kind of against my your strat. All right, strategy, you mean? Okay, absolutely. I totally understand that. That is very understandable right there. No. All right, so now that we kind of ran through the regular culprits, I guess we can go. I mean, Nvidia's 118 retested. We get confirmation of that support. As I've said, apparently I know what I'm talking about. We have a gap to close, which is we bounced off of, which is annoying because we want to close that gap. We're probably going to proceed downside to the 110. S1, as we said. S2 is 100. Those who do not know, S means support 1, so here you go. S1 is that level, which is 110, just in case you're gonna then say, oh, I didn't see 110. Then you're gonna have S2, which is 100. It's that level, S2. And S3 is basically a range between 9160, we call it 92 with slippage, 87 with slippage, let's call it 86. So you have that range, which is S3, support 3. All of them will happen relatively shortly, relatively to each their own. If you read arbitrarily that shortly means tomorrow, somehow, weekend, I don't know, or in an hour, then that's not what I mean. Okay, that's your arbitrary weird thing. Shortly is in very relative terms. I can look at the market and say, oh, a year is not that long. That's just, me. I kind of, my perception may differ. All right, now. Experience may differ. Now, we were here, boys and girls. Let's look at that beautiful thing. Let's see what we're doing here on a close-up. Righty, we're just doing kind of nothing. I would expect to see the closure of that gap first, so we have a lot of chores ahead of us, which is crazy annoying that we spent all this time closing all the leftover tiny little gaps just to be stuck now again with two more gaps above and a gigantic gap below us. Just a waste of time. Again, this is how they are kicking the can down the road, boiling the crab, call it as you wish, selling at higher prices. Why? Because somebody needs to believe the market will go higher for them to sell. And notice that's what we've been telling you for a long time. And they're telling you all sorts of weird stories about how the most risk-averse people will now jump in to save the market at the riskiest time ever. That makes zero sense. Literally, these people buy when the market is so low that some of the prices are in negative, like oil, wink wink. Remember that time? This is when money market funds people jump in. Okay, you think they are going to jump in now? I mean, some of them certainly, not, some of the money inherently will, but all of that money? Come on. You have to be realistic about things. Now, so it's kind of against my strategy. Investor, not investoree. I read an investoree. I thought you were referring to. Okay, I see investors. Okay, I see. Perfect. No. Look for lows to buy. Wonderful. No, objective minor or closer. Objective objects in mirror may appear closer. Are closer than appear. There's like a whole Mandela effect argument, whether there's like something about the mirrors, whether the car mirrors had the sticker, didn't have a sticker. So there's like a whole thing about it, whether or how was it phrased, but there's like a whole thing about it. I hope you're aware of that, John. The check is in the mail. What are you saying there? I won't. Okay, all right. What are we doing here, boys and girls? What are we doing? Okay, nothing all that special. Market is very tame. Volatility will go up. You obviously understand. VIX with having gigantic gaps on the top side. That's just, I'm not going to even explain. That's just, come on. That's just, come on. Volatility will do its thing. Reminder, those who are interested in the one-on-one academy, that's not through the Patreon. You cannot find it on Patreon. I just now remembered that I didn't say that earlier. You need to DM me, direct message me on Discord, right? That means you go to Discord. You find me right here in the members list, right there, right below Tom. If you don't see the members list, you are not on the PC, or you need to like swipe left, right, some of that nonsense on the phones. That's why we prefer to use computers and the actual app. You see, this is not running through the browser. It's an individual app. That's the most convenient and easiest and most efficient way to use this. So you press this. You see how it says show members? All right, show members list. You press this, it shows members list. So yeah, you find me on the top with this colorful red thing and all that animated wonderful profile with a moving eyeball, very important, and the animated banner and all that wonderful stuff. Just as Tom, we have animated banners and all sorts of animated stuff, and you just DM me the same way I can DM Tom right here. You see, send him a message, right? You can send me a message. Right. Well, no, I can't send myself a message, but you'll be able to send me a message, right? So that's how you DM me. We get in touch, make a call. There's one final spot, reminding you, make sure you understand that once it's locked, it's going to be locked until I have time. And that's it. I'm at the edge. I'm sorry, as much as I like everybody, I have no spots extra to then give, even as a, kind of a community thing. And no, please, bro, it's me. No, I can't. I'm a human being as well. I need to sleep from time to time, and already had to postpone a couple of sessions because I was done, and I didn't have time or whatnot. So now Now that we ran through that wonderful stuff, we said S&P. I mean, I don't know if I'll go live again, considering the time. Just like I said yesterday. Plus, you are kind of in the know, or if you are not sure and I was running too fast for you, of course you can rewatch this and kind of figure out what I was saying. But mostly right now, even if we're going to have some bullish momentum, all in all, on the larger scheme of things, in the larger picture of things, the momentum is bearish, which means just like what we saw on smaller time frames, larger time frames, it doesn't matter. The idea is simple. The market can have a breather, yes, but it doesn't mean that any persistent direction for the shorter time frame will persist, in fact. And more so, that's exactly what the larger time frames are there for, to show you the big picture. Most of the time, people either focus on far too big of a picture in a line form with no indicators, no understanding of any supports and resistances, not anything, not even able to see the gaps, not even able to realize that the highs that they're seeing are false, because in line form it shows you a completely false narrative. It seems identical. It's not. If you use tools on these things, it's all going to be wrong. This is why I teach how to do proper advanced technical analysis. I mean, with all due respect to stochastic RSI and MACD and Bollinger Bands and all sorts of wonderful tools, and those, by the way, are far more useful than people realize, right? Imagine a professional handyman versus somebody who doesn't know what he's doing. A professional handyman can probably get away with a plastic hammer somehow, right? So, a snorkel and a pineapple doing a job. On the other hand, if you give somebody who's unprofessional, you can give him, the best tools in the industry, he's still gonna not necessarily pull off the best job, you see? So this is why you need to learn these things, and it's not just, well, you bought the course and that's it, that made you a professional analyst. You know what? Let's play this game properly. It's not even about a trader or an investor. Because if you're an investor, you're planning to, sell. Is it the time to sell? Is the market getting ready for a rally and you're just about to sell right before it does the big thing that everybody were waiting for? And you're basically, losing up, and you're gonna end up realizing that you missed out on 2/3 of the move, instead of you were being smart and you jumped out with only 10% left to the move. How do you know you're not trying to, when the market dips, how do you know you're not trying to catch a falling knife? How do you know the market truly, reach the bottom? All these sort of things. Now, which, by the way, those of you who are not certain, feel free to ask a question. Some of my students are here, of course. I would argue that my course is necessary, just like I would argue that anybody, doesn't matter whether you drive once a year, once a month, every day, or you're a race car driver, taxi driver, regular person, doesn't matter. All of the above need a driver's license. All of the above need to understand the rules of conduct of the road, right? Rules of conduct of the road. So now, everybody needs these skills. And in fact, I offer them try at what would be considered, buying a brand new Lamborghini for $100. Literally, the price is horribly cheap. And those who don't use these opportunities to learn while it's still being offered on the table, and life is life. I hope I'm not gonna drop dead tomorrow. Definitely do hope. But you may never know, right? So use these opportunities while you guys can. So Chobi, I see you there. Hello, by the way. Let's see if I haven't missed anything on the chat. And then it's Tom Greg. Mods will not initiate DMs. You must initiate DMs to inquire about Greg's Technical Analysis Academy. Very correct. If for some reasons you get a message from any of the supposedly any of the admins, or myself, or Tom, or anybody that is supposed to be part of the staff, and they're offering you crypto or some brokerages or some, I trade with a bank, just for example, right? So don't be misled. Those are scammers. And if you're not sure, feel free to ask in the open chat. Post a picture of what you're seeing. Don't worry. Like, this is a normal thing. There are plenty of scammers on Discord as well, just like on Facebook and any other social platform. We definitely ban them from our server. We don't have them on our server. Sometimes they make it in for maybe 20 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. We ban them. We have automated tools to ban them, but still, somehow they make it through. And sometimes they're misleading enough for you guys to not be certain. So be very, very careful with that. This is why I also conduct all the signups to my academy through a one-on-one call. So it's going to be very clear you're talking to me and not some weird recording or not some bullshit, right? So that's that. What else? What else, boys and girls? Nannies, thank you very much for reminding me to remind about all these things. That is tremendously important. This is a pretty important point. There are a lot of scammers. Very good. Jason, very good. Yeah, very good. Don't accept unsolicited DMs on Discord. I mean, Jason, the thing is, sometimes we may reach out to our members, but it's not gonna look anything like what the scammers say. It's gonna be completely different. And plus you can see if we have a server in common and all sorts of things that will allow you to see whether we are ourselves, right? Plus they cannot fake these fake accounts and make them seem like they're legitimately have been around the server, all around Discord for as long as we have. So you can find all these details when you just dig 1 millimeter deeper, like literally, put your finger in the soil instead of just saying it looks dry. Okay, now very good. Though Jason, very good. I absolutely agree. Very good call on that thing. Don't forget to smash like, subscribe, and all that great stuff. Bell, all that wonderful algorithm loving stuff. Otherwise, this channel will, will not be offered to other people and all that great stuff that I need from YouTube to grow, which I definitely want to, and you as well. Can usually tell, just look at the mutual server. Very correct, Jason. The problem is sometimes they do make it in, and let's say they make it in while I'm asleep or the other admins didn't notice or something, and then you're going to be misled thinking, oh yeah, this person is on the server. Remember, if you reach out to us, just send us whatever, and once you have a certain communication with us, any other DM that will come from any other Greg is of course false. The history is consistent on Discord, so remember that as well. If Greg drags you into one-on-one, you're in trouble. Not always. Most of the time that is true, unless of course the one-on-one is meant for my students, as you know very well, Brad, being a student of mine, but then I expect them to show up. If I do that mid-sentence, then it's not a good sign. But and it's not, oh look, I love everyone. I love my students, I love my community, otherwise I wouldn't have it. People who I don't get along, and you can disagree with me, that's fine. That's not, I'm not a dictator or anything of that sort of thing, but there's a way to disagree, there's a way to discuss, there's a way to do everything. And don't forget, it is my realm. I am a professional. It's going to be similar as I'm going to be showing up at your place of work and telling you that you're wrong without ever, things should be considered with everything in mind, but that's not the issue. And I do get things wrong. Sometimes somebody from the outside can be right. That doesn't mean anything. And I'm glad to listen to people, but don't forget, it is my profession. Have been for a long time. I've been teaching for a long time. I've been doing this for a long time and quite well, and have predicted things that very few people were able, if at all. And if you are doubtful, join our community. You can find evidence of that in Discord, a lot of it. You can ask the community members, they're very well familiar, or you can ask Tom Nash directly. He known me pretty much since my existence on the platform here. I mean, of course, I've been doing a lot of things prior to, but with everything in context. All right, so boys and girls, where are we? What are we doing? The market is kind of stagnant. I will expect the volume to start dropping towards the end of the weekend unless something weird phenomenal will happen. I do believe it will drop lower and maybe a little bit deeper into the gap itself based upon the volume and based upon the momentum that we've seen. But then again, at this moment, and especially on a Friday, we might see some surprises. We can get a power hour. We saw some bullish momentum waiting there to be used. Do I think it's going to be used today? I don't. I think it's far more likely we're going to end up lower than higher. We're going to close lower as well. I think. Call me crazy. Maybe I'm wrong. But again, I think based upon what we saw, that is that. I have to get your thoughts on SQQQ. Jason, I told you SQQQ, if you want to talk to me about SQQQ, I prefer to do that in the community, in the Discord. It's quite an extensive conversation usually. There's a lot of questions that derive from the answers and all that. So yeah, I mean, I prefer not to discuss that position other than I'm going to tell you I'm currently still holding 2,100 of them and planning to buy more. Okay, that's the 2,100 S triple Qs, and I'm planning to cap it at about either 4,500 or 4,500, yeah, or 5,000. Okay, that's gonna be 5,000. Yes. Bevakasha Boyle. Brad, please, patience. Yes. I'm actually not going to do a lot of tickers today, boys and girls. I'm sorry. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. I know you probably cannot tell. I'm sounding very energetic and all that, but I am running on fumes myself. Sadly, I didn't have necessarily the easiest of weeks this week. A lot of errands, a lot of stuff. I am kind of feeling somewhat drained, although I thought I've recovered. But I'm kind of tired, not gonna lie. I don't even think we're gonna make it to the portion where we run through all the tickers as usual. I'm gonna do maybe a couple here, and we're gonna adjourn it today. Chaval, yes, very chaval. I'm sorry, Brad, that it is what it is. Chaval, the way you wrote it, just to give you a little tip, it's gonna be easier for me to read it although CH, yeah, it's easier technically without the CH, just an H, but maybe the CH sometimes does help, because then I wouldn't realize you're trying to write Hebrew. I would be like, Haval, what is Haval? Well, what kind of ticker is that? All right, now, some professional opinion on BMY, Greg. Okay, Christoph, we can see that in a sec. Are currently working ourselves off here since earnings back and forth. I see. Okay, I'm gonna take a look. Quick question. Tom, I'm not Tom. James, I'm not Tom. I'm not Tom Nash. I'm Greg. I'm Greg Investory, not Tom Nash. Sorry. SQQQ. What is a good price to buy? James, that's your own decision. James, again, ask triple Q questions in the community on Discord. It's also very much an individual preference, if you will. What would be a low price, pain threshold, risk aversion, all sorts of time that you plan to hold, a lot of things. More so, I would advocate, before you even dip your toe into the SQQ, Google it, read it, understand it better. Okay, read about it. I'm gonna pretend I don't know anything about the SQQ from now on. You guys ask me about SQQ, all I say, I heard about it's a good stock and I bought a whole bunch of it, and that's it. That's what I know about SQQ. All right, so that's it. Let's stop with the tickers, because I'm gonna be not gonna be able to follow up here. So we gonna do here, we said Boyle, right? You want Boyle? Brad, didn't I do Boyle the other day? Stop asking me doing the same stocks every other day, please. Come on, man. On a hourly time frame, it seems like it wants to correct. Downtrend, sideways. It's like down. It's sideways with an inkling to the downside, so it's not all that crazy, but still downwards. 4 hours definitely bearish. Daily is definitely bearish, so you're not having a good day right there. Weekly is bullish actually, but it's weird. Your trend is really broken, and you are in trouble with that one. Let me just you're in trouble with that one. Look, Brad, Boyle right now seems like it wants to draw lower, right? But as I said before, there is some money to be made here, but it's a very volatile and very problematic asset. It wants to draw lower, and you're like, how much lower? Like, in the context of $10. Believe it or not, $10 can almost become the similar range, sort of the same way 0 to 10 would be almost the difference between how normally you would see 0 to 100, right? That small range can become almost expanded, almost it sort of opens up. It's if I shrink you, this range between 0 and 10 can become very, 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 very large and feel very slow, and then you're going to be happy with a change of cents a day. So it's not all that great, Boyle. Now we said Boyle, we've done Boyle. Let me make sure I'm not missing out on anything. Some professional BMY, we said. BMY. So BMY definite short term downwards. Yep, just like I expected. From even from afar, I recognized it. We're oversold, a bit of a breather, but still oversold. 4 hours, 1 hour drawdown, for daily drawdown, weekly drawdown, monthly draw up, which means again it's not a straightforward down, it's more of a correction up and then down. I believe that SMA might pose some resistance and maybe gonna tilt you up, or maybe you're gonna see that median of that channel. That is far more likely. So all in all, even if short term we're gonna have some relief, you're still in oversold territory on the quarterly, which is still going to adjourn rather shortly, but you're also on the half year kind of screwed. So yeah, you're going to break this trend into the next one here and see how you do. Of course, you're not going to do it straightforward. It's going to be retesting of this. So you're going to be ascending right next to the bottom, and it will look like you're going up, but it's a fool's errand. You're going to be dropping eventually. Yeah. That's BMY 4, yeah. What just happened? What just happened? Is my stream working fine? Because it just did some weird thing. I'm not sure. Is the stream fine? Is it fine? Am I fine? Is everything fine? Still? I don't know. I'm not going to lie. Things just sort of jumped all over the place for me, and I am not seeing the chat this very second. Oh, here it is. Okay, here's the chat. I'm back to the chat. Seems good. All right. Okay. I'm not the other Tom. I'm just Greg. I sound better. No, that I know that now, Chris. Now that is a lie. I sound better than Morgan Freeman. I maybe am tired a little bit, and my voice is somewhat raspy. Usually, it's a little bit more like a teenager's girl's voice or something. I don't know, but no, definitely not better than Morgan Freeman. I'm just tired, bro. I'm just tired. I appreciate the kind words, but I wish that is such a I wish. Okay, we were there. Banana. This is a trouble person. What? You will be in trouble person. No, we said that. We've covered this. Chaval, Greg, banana. I'm not just banana bread. I'm banana man. I'm the man of bananas. Look it up. It was an actual cartoon when I was a kid, and it's not Israeli. It's like world. It was. I don't know where it was from, but there was a Banana Man character back in the day. That's how wholesome we were. That's why we're a better generation. What's going on today? Better talk about it in Discord again. Jason, DM me, hit me up, join us on the Discord when we hang out. I'm there every single day, literally. Wait, Christoph, you wanted BMI? Well, I did. Okay, then we said that. Okay, I didn't miss anything. It seems. I'll have to catch up with you later. But also, hey, bye, Danny. You have a good evening, afternoon, night, morning, whatever you have. Don't encourage Gene. Uh, please, everyone, hit the like, subscribe, nannies. Thank you so much. Yeah, please, guys, like, subscribe. That'll be a tremendous help for my channel. That it really does help a lot, and it's free. I mean, why wouldn't you? Unless you don't like what I'm saying, feel free to dislike, even if that's the case, right? And, is shaking my head on a downtrend. SMH. All right, we spoke about this. Yeah, James. Yeah. SMH. I hate that they made this an acronym. God damn it. Ugh. Um, Please never use on my channel SMH as an acronym. From now on, there's a rule. You use SMH as an acronym, you get a timeout. From now on, yes, James, it is. We've looked at it yesterday and the other day. It is. Subsequent, eventually, when the indices will and the tech, the chips, everything will drop down. It will inherently draw down with it. It's gonna hold well because it's tech, because it's chips, because it's that sort of stuff. It's just, it's gonna drop. It's gonna have a controlled descent, if you will, a slower descent. Might not ever reach as low as certain lows. Wink, wink. I don't know. I mentioned the year not that long ago. Which stream is going? Yes, fine. So fine. People need to like and smash the bell right now. Yes, Christoph. Thank you very much. This is fine, Greg. Greg is Tom in Hebrew. Gene, thank you very much. That's so hilarious. I mean, I'm not talking Hebrew here, but that is yeah. We are both Jewish, so yeah, good thing. I mean, good thing. Good call out that right there. Your voice is a bit uh, horse. It is. It's tired. I'm just tired. I swear. My voice is not that amazing, and especially when I speak Russian or Hebrew. It's just maybe something that happens when I speak particularly English, and what requires from my throat to sort of do as I speak. And maybe the tool I'm using to record this the video, the YouTube thing. I don't know. I mean, I hate my voice. It sounds completely cringy to me and horrible. And I really hate it, and it's far more teenager like in reality, I would assume, or whatever. It goes back and forth. It's just sort of still breaking. I'm still growing apparently at 38 years of age. Um, oh, he's really girls to be honest. Christoph, shout out. Shout out, brother. Shout out. Confirm the rules. Join us, and very correct. If you don't confirm the rules, you'll be stuck in limbo, and you're not gonna see anything. Lamau starts analyzing the right. I mean, I'm just slang rather than the stock. Now I'm dying. I mean, come on. Because I hate it. You remember, English is not my first. In fact, it's my third language. So at times it takes me a second to realize it's an acronym or a ticker or something, and my brain goes into almost like a spiral while I'm trying to keep up with the rest of what I'm doing and the analysis and the market, and it just kind of and three languages, and something might sound similar to something, and I kind of jump back and forth and think, wait, is that somebody trying to say something on Russian and English? It's a headache. You should know, Gene. You know. I know you speak Russian, so you know just within itself can be confusing. So right, I am parched though. I am dying here, boys and girls. Bear with me. Damn it! I need to get some drink. Give me a sec. I have a question for you. We're a decent amount of people here, and I probably shouldn't be asking this, right? But I'm curious. How many of you felt like the jabby jabs themselves, if you know what I'm talking about, had a negative effect on you? Those who had taken them, the jabby jabs, that jabby jab in the shoulder some of us got. I'm just out of curiosity, just a topic that I'm starting to notice quite a bit, and there's something that's being spoken about. Not even long thingy, right? Not long pandemic thingy. Percent bad effects, both me and wife. Still, yeah, I'm talking about the jabby jabs themselves. Never got them. Was too rushed to use. I agree, nannies. Very, very true. Refused to get mine. I had to get mine, kind of. being in Israel and all sorts of things that sort of happened. Pardon me for opening my Coke and it might be doing snaky noises. Um, mm, yeah, in there. But still has some short-term upsides. No issues with you. Thomas, you got the jabby jabs and you feel like no adverse effects whatsoever? Like nothing? Absolutely? Thomas is an outlier. I mean, Thomas, maybe you are genetically superior to all of us. Or maybe you're lucky and you got injected with juice instead. No, I'm kidding. Or actually, we're all hypochondriacs, and Thomas is the only one who's not, which could be a funny thing. That's pretty hilarious, you know. Like imagine Thomas is the only one whose psyche is nothing for me. I think just lucky. I see. I see. Was fine for me. No, Jason here. Jason have had 6 of them. Whoa. All started with wonderful. And Jason, and you're fine. So you're saying I refuse to get mine. I know others have struggled a little. All right, all right, all right. No issues for me. Wonderful. Have friends and had my Makerditis, I think that's the right way to say it. I had Makerditis, I think it's called, right, Ma? It's and MS. Oh, I heard shit. Oh, we both have weak immune system, so both had to do it for work. Both have Epstein-Barr since that. Ugh. I'm not. I'm not sure what you mean with Epstein's bar. I'm not familiar with that term, but I'm hoping I was like the zombie. I mean, afterwards, yeah, sure. Worst thing I've ever done. I see, Alex. I see. I got two besides continuing to lose brain cells, doing fine. Cognitive decline. I mean, I don't know. How do we know that wasn't the thing itself? You know, like the thing that not the jabby jabs, but the thing itself, right? A few people. All right, that does go to show you how much I myself am running on fumes. Poople, pooples, all the pooples. Um. That was hilarious. God, doing never boosters after a while. Figure it was like getting the flu, and I don't get those. Okay, I see. Few people who had mod, one had issues. What? A few people who had the I see. I see. Thank you. The mod. And issues. I'm gonna mess with no history or family. Okay. Whoa. That is not great. Nothing for me. Just even weird. And I'm totally fine. I see. So a lot of people are. So okay, I see. I'm not gonna lie. For me, it was at first. And I kind of tried to think in a very positive way, but I do feel some. I have found that there was, and I was, turns out that I was going through this whole dental thing that I didn't realize it could have adverse effects on the heart. And I learned that might have been part of what I had back then. But I'm not gonna lie, I noticed some. There was one time when I had this almost like what I would consider almost like this. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if I don't never been diagnosed with having a heart attack, but it was as close as I imagine having a heart attack. But it kind of passed, although I was definitely decommissioned for like a week afterwards and was recovering from it very slowly. It was very horrible. Not gonna lie. Um, but that happened later, than far down the line. But still, this is not like me. I always had accelerated heart pressure and heartbeat and all that, and I'm very healthy and all that weird stuff. And I did notice some things that I maybe, again, maybe it's all of us being hypochondriacs, hypochondriac. Wow, hypochondriacs. Okay, yeah, hypochondriacs, and in the back of our minds, and that's why we think all of that. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just thinking. I mean, maybe I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I was just curious. I was curious about your guys' experience. Since we have a couple of minutes to kill and we're watching the market doing its thing. So, Greg, I'm getting not smarter. Hello. That's because you hang out with me and Brad all the time. Otherwise, you're gonna get smarter. Jason Paul, I had three mods, no issues at all. I see. Uh, I work in healthcare. Felt bad after G. Thank you for saying that. The reason I took mine as well is because I spoke to a lot of people in healthcare, from family and friends, from various levels, and they said, yeah, I should do it. So I went for it, and those are people who I really trust. So not just the people who don't care. I work in healthcare. Felt bad after the second vax. Fine for the first and third. I see. I see. Gee, what do you think? I mean, in reality, was it? It was all. I mean, we all probably agreed it was rushed, but you probably agree that we're all crazy hypochondriacs and everything is fine, and there's like, yeah, you know, or maybe there is some adverse effect on some people, potentially. Or maybe we're correlating the wrong things, right? I mean, I'm just curious of your opinion as somebody who's closer to the actual. Hello, Next Level. Good to see you. Next Level, you wanted to ask me about the commodities and stuff. Where are you? What's going on? I have a ticker request. What you think about SMR? Uh, I'm so tired. Listen to RFK on this subject. Yeah, Chris, I have, Chris. It's actually, I know, I know. All right, next level is gonna be the final list ticker. No more tickers for today because I'm not feeling great. I'm not gonna lie, and it does drain me to go more over more stuff. And I would really want to finish the live. Don't hate on me, boys and girls. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend. I am feeling a bit tired. Nannies, I'm also sorry. We're probably gonna postpone. I mean, in fact, yeah, we're gonna postpone today's sessions. It's probably most certain because I feel like I really need to eat and rest. I am really running on fumes myself. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Forgive me for this, but I'm really a human being at the end of the day. Last time I checked, maybe I am a robot, but last time I checked, still human. Wait, we're gonna do this first. We said, wait, what are we doing? We are doing. Uh, wait, have ticker request with SMR. We said SMR. SMR. Wait, I don't think we. I don't think I've checked this. Wait, what is this? Yeah, I mean, okay, sure. Have I checked this? Have I looked at this before? I don't remember. Oh, no, wait. Really? No, I mean, that's the tool, so no. Okay. That's already not. I mean, come on. Guys, what's up with you? What's going on? What's going on? Of course, but that's bullshit. And we dropped that bad. It's gonna start popping like it's crazy with this, regardless. NuScale Power Core provides. Sorry. So I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. Uh, company was founded. Portland. Okay, so US one. Okay. Um, Uh, mm. I like energy. I do like, especially anything, I mean, it's not uranium related, but I mean, well, yeah, but well, sure, nuclear related at the end of the day. Right. Um. Hmm. What do they? But why do they suck so bad? Why do they suck so bad then? What's going on? Because you're trying to go green. I mean, that's the whole thing. That's the shtick. Or that's what is that going green sickness? Is that what it is? Oh, the market really doesn't like them soon. I mean, you are not enough data. Crap. Crap. Uh, trying to pick up. Uh, by the way, how is my sound today? Is it loud and clear, or am I again having the crazy weird issue? No, should be fine. Um, weekly it's bullish. The trend is not helpful. This is what you should be referring to. Short term, we saw there is some bearish momentum, so it's going to drag you down before it's going to drag you up. Even though, I mean, sort of in relative terms, inherently, yeah, it's inevitable. But it's not all that bad. The problem I have is the monthly. And I want to know, I mean, I'll have to look deeper into this. The timing I don't like. The timing of this I don't like. There are things about it I don't like. Does that mean it's all bad? No, that actually might be moving into that range. You might be getting, to put in there might be, to put in like realistic terms, you might be going higher prior to you going lower, in fact. Testing basically 16 ranges, 14 probably there, something. Oh, yeah. You definitely have a decent array of supports and resistances there to test. Um, so you actually might be going up before you're going down with this one. Like try 16 again, try maybe even higher, like breaking, moving into that, and only then eventually. It's kind of iffy. It is very weird, very, very wonky. I don't know what to tell you about this right now. I probably want to go dive, have a deeper dive, and that will take me a while. Not something surface level as we do here. But that's why, by the way, boys and girls, remember all the analysis we do here that is surface level, that I'm especially assets I'm not familiar with, take it with a grain of salt. It's just it is what it is. And when we're talking about Palantirs, Teslas, and all that stuff I do on a daily basis, that's a whole different ballgame. So remember that. I mean, it's like I said, it seems like it has more bullish momentum to it, although counterintuitive, but only then bearish. But it still has it, so you cannot ignore it. And we'll have to follow up on this. I'm not a big fan of this, while I am kind of a fan of the sector, if that makes sense. Both energy in general, there are big benefits to knowing when to play energy and how to play it. I mean, obviously, I'm playing plug. I mean, I'm crazy suicidal maniac, but I do think it will drop this time around. Maybe again somewhat lower, so maybe waiting. I want to like the 190 here is not the bottom again. It might drop lower, so I'm gonna maybe wait a little. We'll see with that one. But I do like the energy sector in general. Remember, everything in the world is energy. Doesn't matter whether you grow bananas or you have a truck business or whatever. Whatever you do, anything and everything in life needs energy. Everything, just absolutely everything. Yeah. So There is that, boys and girls. That was pretty awesome. I think we had a lot of fun today, although I'm dying. I mean, not in that sense, but I am kind of tired, not gonna lie. But I think I pulled through pretty well, boys and girls. Don't forget, if you have not yet, like, subscribe, all that wonderful blah blah. Don't double tap it because then it removes the like, right? That's not what we want. If you can, actually, after the live, even show up and comment on the videos themselves, on the lives. Recently, Nanny's, of course, is the best one. Brad, you say you're the only number one fan. Nanny's is the only one to show up after the lives are done to post a message. That is so great. It's not. It's not that it means anything at the end of the day. It means that, she likes me and she really respects the effort I'm doing and all that, and she wants me to do better. So, and the channel and the community and all that, so she makes that extra effort. Let's be frank, all of this is free at the end of the day. And anytime and every time, as you can imagine, I'm not that great of a channel. I'm not trying to grow through the YouTube itself. I'm gonna get peanuts. More so, if anything, it will allow me to improve the quality of the channel itself, if anything, because I am spending money on it one way or another. So. That's it, boys and girls. I'm gonna go rest because I really need the rest. I really do. I'm sorry for postponing any sessions that I have. Those who will reach out to me if I'm not replying today, that means I'm just done and over with. Most of us ran through the time frames. We know what we expect. Those who are not sure can rewatch this, of course. We know the overarching theme of things. We know what we need to do. We know what the errands we still have the chores, if you will, to fill in, right? And other ones, maybe the higher ones as well, but my perception is going to end up lower this time around, probably inside the gap. We'll see. I don't think we're going to close the gap this time around. It's too far. Yes, Greg is giving us great value, here for free. So do come back after the live and comment, please. Thank you, Nannies. You are a legend, one of a kind, absolutely phenomenal. Again, I'm not even from the core of my soul, as I say, right? Appreciate it in a way I can't even describe in words. Probably do not have the necessary vocabulary to describe how grateful I am. Thomas, take care of yourself. Exactly. Thank you for showing up. Have a great weekend. Rest. Thank you, Leo. All of you guys and girls as well. Lex Level, thank you very much as well. Thank you. All of you boys and girls, I wish you a wonderful, relaxing, good, proper weekend. We definitely all need it. Those of you who I have sessions with, I hope I'm going to recover and I'm not, coming down with something. I hope the sessions will be as planned. I hope it's just me being a little bit tired, just me being human. That happens. Just need to recharge the batteries and we'll be all good and dandy and we'll go back to schedule. That's it, boys and girls. Seriously, not even kidding. Love every single one of you for showing up. That is just great. Just something I'm tremendously grateful for. And bye-bye. See you on the next one.